This is the Hoxton life. It's all about the careers of those that work at Hoxton. So let's just start from the beginning, though, because well, first off, how long have you been in the business for?
So it was my 3-year work anniversary last month. So
Fantastic.
3 years and a month now.
Fantastic. And the job role you're currently doing?
So I'm currently working alongside one of the advisors,
Yep.
so sort of coordinator, client relationship manager.
Yep.
I'm also part of one of the new roles within the team as one of the team leaders. So I also work with a smaller group of other coordinators and other business development managers, sort of working with them and sort of teaching, sharing my experience and my sort of knowledge with them.
Brilliant. We'll go into that in a bit more detail in a bit, but I'm always interested in those that are coming into the business essentially as a trainee wealth manager, right? Internally, we'd call that a trainee wealth manager role.
Yeah.
So you're getting stuck in at the very, very beginning of the journey, and you're going to be learning some of the tougher parts of the job that you're going to benefit from when you become a financial advisor later on down the line. Is being a financial advisor something you're working towards?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sort of within the trainee wealth manager role.
Yeah.
Now done my qualifications and sort of closer to that line of actually stepping up as an advisor.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's always been the objective.
So you're on the cusp of that at the moment.
Yeah, in essence, so looking to at the moment potentially step up and sort of work alongside, or should you say, work solely by myself rather than alongside an advisor. Hopefully at the start of next year.
Oh, fantastic. So prior to getting into wealth management,
Yep.
okay, this trainee wealth manager role, what were you doing?
Okay, so almost throwing it back to the very start as such. So went through school, did some A-levels, did A-levels actually within maths and finance. I wasn't necessarily the most academic people or persons at that time. I did that for a year and kind of left it. I was quite a lot more of a hands-on kind of person, a lot more of a sort of problem solver, a bit more entrepreneurial, very much into my hobbies of biking. And I sort of left the finance and maths as such and went towards following my passion of biking. So I went through the bike industry, worked within a few different stores, sort of went up the career path, career levels. And then I got to sort of the plateau, got to the top of the sort of role within my previous job at a company called Giant, and decided I wanted to make a bit of a sort of pivot, a bit of a switch. And finance has always been an underlying kind of area of interest to me. I think just at that time it wasn't the appropriate time to engage or sort of focus towards that as a career path. For me, it was better just to focus on my hobbies and my passions at that point. Then when I was 23, I decided I wanted to sort of pivot a bit and went towards and did an undergrad, postgrad, and then sort of ended up here in Dubai 3 years later at Hoxton.
Okay, so walked away from education at the time, wasn't really something that motivated you. You mentioned biking. What type of biking is that?
So it's a bit of a mix, really. Predominantly, it was always mountain biking. I'd say, as like most people, as you go through the years of biking, you then also go into road biking. So really, it's a bit of a mix nowadays. But used to predominantly be mountain biking.
Yeah. Did you find that you were almost kind of obsessed about your hobby? Was it something that you were really super interested in, which is why you wanted to A, ride your bike all the time, but B, be around bikes, be around people within the biking industry?
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, it's one of my passions from, should we say, primary school as such. I'd meet up with your mates on the weekend or after school, and you go on your bikes and go for a little ride and do some jumps and muck about and bits. And that's just always continued and flowed through. All my sort of group of friends, they did the same. So it's always been a passion and something you've done very regularly. So it's always kind of been ingrained as such, something that I've done and really enjoyed. And I think that's why I kind of followed through into my work as well. So leaving college and not sort of following or pursuing the A-levels, pursuing the sort of hobby, the area of interest, I think that worked really well for me.
Fantastic. You mentioned entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Have you ever set your own business up or done things off your own back?
Yeah, so I guess I've always been kind of slightly entrepreneurial, whether it's been working for the company, working for Giant as such. When I did the ultimate pivot when I was 23 and wanted to actually focus on my education and sort of progressing the finance career, at that point, I had my partner, Shani. We were kind of focused on purchasing a house and quite used to, should we say, a regular income stream. So I had to try and pivot towards the education, which of course is very full time, doing an undergrad, while still maintaining sort of an income and towards our personal goals as well. So I sort of set up my own company, did my own bits on the side, you say, while I was working part-time while also doing online sales. So a mixture of sort of drop shipping, also upselling of products, purchasing and selling them on. And actually then became kind of my full-time job after about 2 years roughly. Then for the last 3 years before I moved out to Dubai, that was my full-time job. Just basically online sales and sort of drop shipping a bit.
Kind of e-commerce type.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's e-commerce. It's using a range of different channels, whether it's sort of Facebook, Amazon, eBay, they were the key ones. selling a range of different products. It did, again, sort of going back to come from my passion of biking, because I understand that product. That's my area of expertise. I was able to sort of, utilize or really capitalize on that. And I was predominantly selling bicycle orientated with its products, bikes, accessories and bits. And actually, it worked out, very well.
Interesting, okay. Everyone sort of would love to set up their own little online store, sell some things, make some money. Can I just ask how much you made a year off of doing that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it always starts slow, as many of these things did. Although I guess it worked. It did suddenly pick up quite quickly, because I found a few products that weren't actually on eBay. So I was like one of the first people on eBay with one of the products. So actually, that went really well. I say probably, went between 23 and 25. I was kind of earning around 50 to 70 grand a year roughly doing that.
Wow, off your own back. That's
yeah,
pretty amazing.
which is worked really well. It meant I could keep an income stream while actually doing my undergrad, focusing on that to ensure that I did well to really get my longer term goal, which of course is pursuing a career within finance.
Brilliant.